Excuse me, do you know why we pulled you over today? Exactly, it's because you're not subscribed. So you better fix that right now, or we're gonna have to take you in. And let's get started. Let's just get fucking started, mate. Power stack views are down. Volky, hold my beer. I'm going live now. Yeah, okay, so okay. How does this work? Anyways, Sonia, take the stage.
Apple's mixed reality headset is a slow burn project, so a tease at WWDC is possible. There's been a lot of speculation about the timing of Apple's mixed reality headset launch, and in particular whether the company will announce it at WWDC 2022. The smart money seems to be saying that it won't go on sale until next year, with some suggesting that this means no mention at WWDC. Personally, though, I don't buy this argument. Apple's mixed reality headset is a slow burn. Analyst Ming-Chi Kui made the case for Apple remaining quiet for now. The analyst thinks it's unlikely that Apple will announce the device next week at WWDC 2022. One of the reasons Kui doesn't believe Apple will show a preview of its new Apple mixed reality headset in June is that it would give competitors enough time to copy the product's features. I disagree, for two reasons. First, Apple doesn't care about anyone trying to copy either their designs or features.
I mean, this is true. Apple doesn't care too much about being copied. Now, I'm gonna have to say that it depends to what extent, obviously. But over the most part, I feel like they do act like they care a lot. But I feel like because of their brand and because of who they are, they don't have to. So eventually they just let it go. At least in my experience. I don't know. Maybe if you're a competitor and you have been copying them for a really long time, you're fucked. I don't know. Listen, I don't know this shit. Okay, I am just a streamer. Okay, don't fuck me. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that I feel like Apple doesn't have to care. Let's just put it that way. They don't have to care about copying because, listen, we are all Apple sheeps here. Okay, we can be honest about it. It doesn't matter what other companies are bringing out. Like, I want to test it. I want to see it. I want to try it. I want to do whatever with it. But I'm not going to buy it. I'm just not going to buy. Listen, I'm not going to buy. If you are going to tell me that I'm either going to have to buy a VR headset with Reality OS or a VR headset with, I don't know, Horizon bullshit. Okay? I'm getting Reality OS. Fam. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what these other companies bring out. Mainly because, for example, I don't trust Meta. I don't trust Epic Games. I don't trust these companies with my data. And a lot of people are going to say, like, oh, but you trust Apple? You don't think that they're spying on you? Fam, listen. I don't want every single company on this globe to have access to my data. I think that Apple gives you, as a user, the tools to make educated decisions on where your data goes. Does that mean that you're completely fucking private and that Edward Snowden is completely happy when he uses his iPhone? Maybe not. I don't think so. But it does mean that at least feeling-wise, and I'm not sure, but like I can't look on the servers at Apple. But it wouldn't make much sense to me if Apple is acquiring as much data as, for example, Facebook is, or Meta, or Google is, or Amazon is. It doesn't really make sense to me because their core business isn't handling data. Obviously, it's useful to them. It's a company. It's a tech company. But to the extent of what Meta is doing, it doesn't really make sense to me. So, I mean, I can't wait for Reality OS, not gonna lie. No, same. Ben Lovejoy, Pog. Yeah, definitely. Lovejoy, fam. That's a sick name. I want that name. I want that name as well. Lovejoy, it sounds like a good name. Anyways, let's go back to fucking copying Apple. I feel like the mixed reality whole universe thingy is going to be huge, right? Like metaverses, how other companies are probably going to call it, or are calling it already, are going to be huge. Although metaverses have been huge for a really long time. So it's getting bigger now. and because all these companies are starting to call it that way. But essentially, this is just an operating system that is connecting multiple metaverses together. So it would feel like, kind of like, if you, let's say it is technically possible to connect GTA Online with World of Warcraft and all these other games, these huge open world games together. It's kind of like that connection would be Reality OS. At least that's how I see it. It's the games are separate from each other, and the OS is trying to get them together. Now, obviously, it's going to be different games, and they're going to be different use cases and whatever. But all these experiences together, that connection is the metaverse. Like, because in essence, all these essentials already exist to create the metaverse. You already have these insanely big open worlds. You already have these MMORPGs. RPGs, these insanely big games that give you the essential stuff to do player housing, to connect with people online, find friends, socialize, live in that world, right? It already exists. Now, again, since technology is getting better, you can do more with it, and you can connect these worlds together, potentially, or make entirely new worlds, whatever you want to do. But it makes sense to me that at least the idea of Reality OS, it doesn't matter if you copy that. Metaverses, the idea of a metaverse, it doesn't matter if someone copies that. It is about the trust people have in the brand, the trust people have in, obviously, privacy and security features and whatever, but especially the brand. And I feel like a lot of people mistake that with like a status and like the prestige of owning an Apple product. Over like the years that I've been a gamer, I have been playing Blizzard games. Not because I love Blizzard. I do love the games that they create, but the main reason why I always trust a Blizzard game is because I know there is always going to be a user base, a player base. And better than Sweeney for sure. Guys, can we stop talking about Tim fucking Sweeney for 5 seconds? I'm trying to fucking explain what is going on with this headset. So, anyways, you trust a brand to always have a certain player base. And that is important because you don't want to spend, for example, in an MMORPG like World of Warcraft, you don't want to spend hundreds of hours a month on a character that is going to essentially play on a dead server, for example, with nobody to play with. Everyone moved on to, I don't know, Final Fantasy, for example. That hurts because you've spent so much time and maybe even money, if you are a will, on your character. And that is why it's important to buy a brand that you can trust. Now, I'm not going to say that all these other brands won't be able to do that. For example, Microsoft obviously has a very big user base, and you can probably trust that platform to have players all over the place. But again, as has been pointed out for a lot of times, the mobile gaming business is bigger than the entire console and PC business together. So I'm just saying that this is like Reality OS is obviously going to be a step up from the iPhone, iOS, and it's probably going to be an extension of that, meaning that Apple is probably going to try and help users move on to, or maybe even include into their ecosystem, these glasses, these mixed reality things. And I feel like in essence, it's important for people to understand that the user base will be insanely big, or potentially is insanely big. I have never seen a Apple product or accessory launch without a decent amount of, let's say, user pickup. In essence, you can copy all you want. Even Microsoft can copy all they want. But the App Store game business is huge. It's absolutely insane. And you can't just copy that. You can try to get EU regulators, US regulators, the District Court of California, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. You can get all those people involved. And you can try and break down, the way commissions work. And you can try to break into this and that and the other. But that business is so huge that I don't feel like it's ever going to collapse. Now, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. But it just gives me the confidence as a player. And that is the same thing as what was Blizzard. There is always a player base. So if I pre-order this game, if I pre-order this console, if I pre-order this PC to play that game, I know it won't be a wasted investment because I am a Blizzard player and there will always be other Blizzard players. Excusez-moi. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get back into the article because there's a lot of shit we have to talk about.
First, Apple doesn't care about anyone trying to copy either their designs or features.
Oh shit. I read that wrong. Apparently it agrees as well. Anyways, let's just read the article, okay?
First, Apple doesn't care about anyone trying to copy either their designs or features. It happens all the time with Apple products, from AirPods to iPads. Anyone in the market for an Apple product isn't going to buy a knockoff, whether it's a no-brand Chinese product or a heavily hyped Samsung one.
This is also true. You can buy knockoff iPhones, you can buy, like, cheaper stuff, but, like, I feel like this brand has made clear that you can have all of it for a little bit more, and you will be satisfied for a lot longer with the software updates, the newest stack, like obviously the chip, which is insane that like still to this day there is no faster chip than the A15. Right? We're going to get the A16 in a little bit, and we're still here. So this brand has established that you can buy whatever knockoff you want, but in the end, in the long run, it's still going to cost you more money, right? I hope it has an app store. You bet your fucking ass it will have an app store. If we're talking about the mixed reality glasses, you bet your fucking ass it's going to have an app store.
Anyone in the market for an Apple product isn't going to. Aside from product quality issues, one thing we can be certain of is that the headset is going to deepen the Apple ecosystem, so a competitor headset isn't even in the running here. Second, we are, if reports are accurate, talking about an extremely expensive first-generation device geared more toward developers than consumers. This is not something ordinary people are going to want to rush out and buy the next day. On the contrary, this is going to be a slow burn category for Apple. The eventual Apple Glasses product may be huge, but that's years away yet.
I mean, yeah, probably it is years away because like this shit has to slap. It has to slap. If it doesn't slap, it's done, right? That's why Apple is Apple. They can't just bring out a product that doesn't work. And that is why, obviously, this is still years ahead. Like, they have to make this run perfectly. Otherwise, if a first impression is bad, you're fucked. I mean, look at, like, Samsung. Like, they make decent phones right now. But, I mean, they haven't supported them for a really long time in the past, right? They weren't that great in the past as well. They were really they got really slow after like a few months out of the box. This image has been burned out. It's just the image of Android was, or still is actually, something that is buggy, something that is fragmented, something that is unsupported. You don't get a lot of support. Samsung has had phones that they just supported for maybe 1 or 2 years with feature software updates, right? Security updates, fine, but software, like the feature updates, you might be lucky if you got 1, and if you got 2, oh shit, you're a lucky boy. You're a lucky boy.
The eventual Apple Glasses product may be huge, but that's years away yet. Apple first needs to get developers on board, and to do that, the company needs to prepare the ground. Developers need to know the company's vision for this completely new product category. They need, if not a roadmap, then a good understanding of Apple's overall thinking about how things will unfold. And they need this a long time before we get anywhere near a consumer product. Whether or not Apple shows the product design at this point doesn't much matter. Developers need to have a steer for the type of applications the company has in mind, not the form factor.
Yeah, and I feel like a couple of years ago, I don't know when it was, but I feel like it was on WWDC. Wasn't it the same moment where they announced the whole external GPU thingy? They did show some form of VR development. Like every single year they used to show AR, right? AR games, AR this, AR that. And AR is pretty huge. Or like I feel like every mobile device from Apple, apart from the MacBooks, have a LiDAR sensor on it, or premium Apple device. So like this is pretty big for them. But they also, I feel like just once, maybe twice, but I feel like it was once. They showed off once this VR kind of world. It was the same, I feel like it was the same event when they showed the external GPUs. I'm not sure. But I just, that was the only time we got a little tease or glimpse of what VR meant to Apple. And this wasn't about the metaverse or whatever. It was just about being able to develop stuff on the Mac in VR. But it did show me that they were kind of teasing whatever they were trying to, I don't know, either measure with the developers or measure internally, see if there is anything going. For just development, being able to develop on a Mac for VR experiences. But right now, we need a tease for what's the next step. We need a tease for Reality OS. That's what I feel like. And yeah, that former glimpse, I feel like we're going to get into it Monday. Monday, it will be a stream day where we're going to react to a bunch of things and whatever. I'm going to look for that. I'm going to show you guys. It's insane. It's cool.
Developers need to have a steer for the type of applications the company has in mind, not the form factor. The Mac Pro precedent. There is precedent for this. When professionals told the company that its Trashcan Mac Pro design was, well, trash, Apple said back in 2017 that it had heard the message and was working on a new modular design. So at that point, we had a rough idea of Apple's thinking, some 2.5 years before launch. A year later, the company added that it was working with pros to ensure that the product would be what real customers want. And at WWDC 2019, a full 6 months before the product went on sale, Apple showed it to us. We got to see the actual design, as well as detailed specs. At that point, any competitor could have copied the design, or specs, or both. But it would have been irrelevant because it wouldn't have been a Mac. The same is true here. Apple could do exactly the same thing at WWDC 2022, show us both the design and the specs, and it wouldn't matter who copied it, because it wouldn't be part of the Apple ecosystem.
I feel like this is a very important point, like the one that Ben is talking about right here. Like, being part of that Apple ecosystem is very important because you can use that VR headset, or mixed reality headset, MR, for a bunch of other things that you would never be able to use a Quest for. And obviously, I don't know what that is yet, but Apple will be able to figure that out. Like, yeah, for example, what's being said here, pair that thing with AirPods Max and, well, instant that. And like literally, this is stuff that obviously all these other companies might be able to create headphones as well. But it's just the seamlessness, the experience. Like, have you heard people talk about the experience of owning an AirPods Max? I don't know if you guys have AirPods Max. Certainly, Access Denied seems to have one, but pairing that with the whole ecosystem is going to be such an important thing. And beyond that, having the capabilities of manufacturing that stuff on a scale that only Apple can. I don't feel that you won't be able to copy that. You won't be able to copy the knowledge that Tim Cook has as like the guru on like he's literally the mage for supply chain. There's no one that can beat him there. I can guarantee you that. So there are multiple reasons why Apple shouldn't be really afraid for anyone to copy this. They can't. They literally can't.
Apple could do exactly the same thing at WWDC 2022. Show us both the design and the specs, and it wouldn't matter who copied it, because it wouldn't be part of the Apple ecosystem. Will there be a WWDC tease? I don't know. I'm not saying that Apple definitely will confirm its plans for a mixed reality headset, only that the argument against this doesn't hold water. I'm also saying that, whether or not it's Monday, it would make sense for Apple to share headset details with developers ahead of time, and I think a Mac Pro approach would make sense. Get developers comfortable with the overall plan before the distraction of a product design. In terms of timing, if we are talking about a spring 2023 launch, then June 2022 is perhaps a little early. Announcing it in September may make more sense, in which case I'd definitely expect it to be more conceptual than concrete. Apple wouldn't want the iPhone 14 lineup to play second fiddle to a more exciting new piece of hardware. The company could reveal the design closer to the time. So that's my best guess, but if Apple does say anything about it tomorrow, I won't be surprised. What are your thoughts? Please let us know in the comments.
I'm not sure if they will talk about it tomorrow, because tomorrow is Saturday. Anyways, fuck it. Maybe this piece was supposed to come out like some other day. I don't understand. When was this published? Yesterday. I think this was supposed to go up like Sunday or whatever. Anyways, fuck it. It doesn't matter. I feel like we might get a tease on WWDC, but it will be probably like the tease that you got from the whole Apple Silicon thing. I'm not sure. So when they said like we're going to transition to Apple Silicon, obviously they're not going to transition to Reality OS, but they might say something like, we are working on this environment that is something like a, I don't know, virtual reality environment, and we invite developers to come take a look and whatever, and we're building on this, and this is the timeline, and we will show you more in future events, right? Like a one more thing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like it's time that Apple starts showing at least that this is a thing. Like, obviously developers are building for an audience. They want to have an audience. And Apple has that audience, like, trust me, they do. So it's time to say at least something. It's time to say something, right? At least this year. But I feel like WWDC is such a great opportunity because that is for the developers. That is literally the time to tell developers, like, get your fingers ready. Get your brains ready. And let's start coding, right? Like, this is it. This is the moment. And I don't know. Maybe it's me. Anyway, do you guys feel like you're going to buy one? If this is, it's going to be released someday, right now, maybe in a year or two. Do you guys feel like you're going to buy one? I want to know that. Because for me, like, I'm definitely going to buy one. I already know that I'm going to buy one. I don't need to know the price. I don't need to know what's in it. I want it. And that's because I would like to have an experience like that. But obviously in a safe environment, or at least safer environment than, for example, Quest, that is made by Meta. No thanks. No thank you very much, Meta. So yeah, I don't know. Let me take a look at the chat. I will grab one for sure. I've been waiting for this for a while now. Can't buy Facebook crap, so let's hope Apple releases this soon. Yeah, it probably won't be soon. I would be guessing next year or the year after, something like that. Maybe even longer from that. But yeah, something like that. I will buy two. Yeah, dude. Okay, let's relax. Okay, let's fucking relax. Anyways, there's more. Obviously, there's another article that we have to get into.